Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Inside Abuja. Today we shall be looking at roads in the capital city. We all know Abuja is a well-planned city with good and beautiful roads, especially with the ones coming up and the one now in use. My name is Tahnteh Azal, and stay with us as we take you through the ride in the capital city. The federal capital of Nigeria was created to serve as the center of governance where administration of the country will be established. This has today led to a rapid development not just for governance but for tourism, convergent Nigerians and foreigners who besiege the capital for various reasons. In the capital city called Abuja, road network has become one major attraction and beauty that gives both residents and visitors a less hassle in driving. Historically, many roads were simply traditional or local routes without any formal construction or maintenance. Prepared to allow easy travel in today's globally interconnected economy, efficient transportation systems are highways to economic prosperity. Pro-growth economic environment cannot be created without the essential physical infrastructure that aids mobility of people, products, and information as the world is becoming increasingly networked. The vision defined in 1976 for the Nigerian capital, Abuja, still forms the framework for the urban development. The volume of traffic risen in Abuja dramatically, urge for growth and loss of lives in recent years hastened the expansion and new construction of major road links in the city and considered essential for Abuja as the Nigerian capital. The new popular Wuye Bridge, and this bridge links you to Wuse, Kubwa, Area 1 and also the airport road. And with the coming of this bridge, it has helped in reducing traffic. So if you are wondering how Abuja is, keep staying with us as we give you more details on the roads in Abuja.
Beauty something is a neighbor to eye. It's so beautiful and the road is so polished and well fine. I like the road the way I see it. Since anyway, I haven't seen any other place like here. Like when you come to Lagos, you can't see this kind of space. You see walkway, you see enough space before the fence, and you can see vehicle park and see the major roads. So all this space is so enjoyable and it's safe for human life. It's very, very safe.
I really love the road. You can see the road is so free. Vehicles can enter coming from this side. They can easily enter way and going to zone area 10 and all this Wuse side is very easy for everybody. You can see that we enjoy working on this area. We really love this road.
Well, this bridge has provided easy access. You want to move to stadium, it's easy. You want to cross to the other side, Wuse, the other side is easy. And this has eliminated the danger of crossing the road. Remember back then there used to be accidents here because people are trying to cross the road, loss of life. So this bridge has actually brought security to life. That actually brought ease to cross to the other side. Before you want to make a U-turn, you have to go down to the other place to make a U-turn. So but now with this, you want to cross over to Wuse, it's very easy. If you want to go to Stadium, it's very easy. If you want to go down and go to Beggar Barnet, it's very easy. So this bridge is a good walk in the right direction.
The Federal Capital Territory, just like every other state, has traffic laws to make the roads safer for motorists. It is a way to ensure that everyone drives in a particular way to reduce the chances of accidents, driving on one side of the road, making use of turn signals, stopping at a red light, and staying within the speed limit.
The Directorate is in accordance with the Road Traffic Act, Cap 548, which empowers states to have their regulations on traffic matters implemented in such a way that are peculiar, to show the peculiarities of transport management in such states. You know, FCT is treated like one of the states of the Federation. Why is like that is the structure is that of a state, though a federal government territory. Now, when we begin to look at the mandates of the Directorate is in charge of controlling management of traffic in the nation's capital. You see personnel of the Directorate on the streets, on the highways, enforcing relevant traffic regulations. The reason for this is making sure that there is at least low accidents on the roads, low carnage on our roads. In FCT, there is this peculiarity of FCT. The nation's capital has good roads. You know, it's a planned city. The good roads, instead of making journey movement seamless, you see people when they enter FCT, you see them overspeeding. We all know that overspeeding kills. Overspeeding leads to accidents, which we always try to discourage motorists. So a situation where they see good roads, they feel they have to drive the way they like to reach their destinations. Unfortunately, what it leads to is death. We try as much as possible to stop it. We try as much as possible to make sure that the vehicle you are driving in FCT is in good condition. When you are driving a vehicle that is in good condition, it makes it easier for you to move that vehicle from point A to point B. The emphasis is on that vehicle inspection. That's why it's as if so many people know us as vehicle inspection officers. In FCT, we are not vehicle inspection officers. Vehicle inspection service is a very minute service we render to the public. It's a unit. We have 10 divisions. Vehicle inspection is under Motor Vehicle Administration. What they do is to make sure that vehicles are in good condition, which is a very minor function of the Directorate. We ensure that all businesses that are related, that are auto-related, are done in such a way that the end users will be satisfied. That's why you see us regulating motor parts dealers, mechanics, auto workshop, and the rest of them. These are the functions we perform, making sure that there is sanity on our roads, making sure that vehicles don't break down anyhow on our roads. Once any vehicle breaks down, after a while you see our men coming to tow them out. When there is accidents, within a space of time you see our men removing the wreckage, all to ensure that there is free movement of humans and goods. The changes we're experiencing is the extent we are going into the use of technology to accelerate the activities of the directorate. I will tell you, knowing very fully well that technology is the way to go. It's the intent these days. We have embraced it so much. We have really moved over 90% of our activities to be technologically based. Like now, our booking, we do it electronically. Our traffic management, there was a period we test run the use of human technology that stands to control traffic. We test run it. With time, that one will come on stream. Hand device, it's been there for some time. That was one of the things we started early, where your vehicle will be checked without knowing it. We know the validity of the documents of that vehicle, whether it's supposed to be on the road or not. We've been doing that. And so many other things we are doing to ensure that there is seamless traffic management in the nation's capital. You know very well that Abuja, the target is for it to be one of the 5 best capitals in the world. Every effort is being made to ensure that we get there. And at the same time, what we normally do is to encourage residents to play their own part. Because you will not only expect the authorities to be doing what they are doing without the corresponding support from other residents. It's only when all of us as Nigerians understand that the right thing to do is done at any given time that will achieve being one of the best in the world. Everybody understands the importance of technology in what we do. And the use of that hand device, like I told you, for some years we've been using it. What we normally, or what we try to achieve in the use of technology is making sure that we reduce the rate at which our publics will feel that we're exploiting them. People will always lack that trust when it comes to enforcement. Any agency that does enforcement, people in one way or the other will resist what they do. What we decided to do as management of the directorate is to ensure that as much as possible we use technology so as to reduce human contact. So that at the end of the day, you will realize that nobody is against you. What we are doing is in the interest of the society. When you see machine or camera telling you what you did and what is supposed to be your offense, what you are supposed to pay, you wouldn't doubt it. But when an officer is telling you that you beat traffic lights and for that reason you have to go for tests, you begin to wonder or make others, onlookers, to believe that you did not beat the traffic. Most times it becomes your words and the other person's words. We try as much as possible to avoid it. And the only way we can achieve this is by employing technology, which we have gone so far. At the moment, you can stay at the comfort of your house, renew your papers. You can be at the comfort of your office or home to register your vehicle. The only thing you will do is just to come here and pick the number plate. That is to tell you the extent we have gone. The only thing is Nigerians find it difficult to do certain things. They will still like to use third parties. That is where we normally have problem. Most third party will come here. Something you are supposed to pay 1,000 naira, they can collect 10,000 naira from you, making it look as if it's the directorate that is collecting the money from you. That is not what we stand for. What we stand for is service. Our motto is service. Making sure that Nigerians are treated right, so that you will be the one to go and tell our story. But we have been making effort in that line, trying to make the public to understand it. Many still find it difficult to toe the same line because nobody or most people don't want anything that will delay them. Just come to the office, collect the plate you have already registered online. Many find it difficult. They'll still call somebody and say, "Can you do it for me or do it for me?" That is the level we are. On our part, we are looking beyond today. We are looking at a situation where every Nigerian will be happy with the services of the directorate. And we strongly believe in no distant time we will get there. You said Federal Road Safety Commission. Their activities are supposed to center on federal roads, the activities. And what you see and feel is the same service we render. Most times are not the same. Though our activities will complement each other to make sure that there is safety. No matter the number of agencies that are doing it, the most important thing is to reduce the level of carnage on our roads, the number of carnage on our roads. Any society that achieves that is as good as having done the best, because the primary function of every government is to protect lives and property. On the roads is the Road Safety and the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. I want you to take note of that. As far as we are talking about Abuja, we are not VIO. I will continue to explain it. We are the Directorate of Road Traffic Services under the Transport Secretariat, FCT administration. What we do, like I explained our mandates, they are quite different from what road safety does. Above all, the Cap 548 I mentioned of the law of the Federation of Nigeria makes it in such a way that the state generates revenue through its transport agency. GROTS in FCT generates revenue. When you see our officers flagging down vehicles, giving them fine for performing below expectation or outside the provisions of the law, what it means is for them not to do it again, to serve as deterrent to them. And the money they are asked to pay goes into government coffers, which government uses to provide other infrastructure. Now, our sister agency is a federal government agency. The law does not empower them to generate revenue. States, it is clear that states generate revenue. So when you see GROTS officials, they protect or provide, create scenario where they will be accident free and at the same time make revenue for the state. When our officers are on the roads, they don't just look out for vehicles they are going to impound. They are looking at that vehicle whether it is supposed to be on the road. When a vehicle documents are not valid, such vehicles are not supposed to be on the roads. And when a vehicle has reached a level where it is posing danger to its users, it's not supposed to be on the roads. So that's why you see the directorate, they go to the extent of removing vehicles that are unroadworthy. Some of them will go as far as dismantling them so that they will not be on the road again. Our sister agencies, they don't have that power. So they have areas they operate at the federal highway, making sure that people who are driving on the highway are okay to drive, that the vehicle is also okay to be on the highway, making sure that such vehicles can move the way it's supposed to move. That's why they always have this jingle that talks about don't drink, don't drive. What it's telling you is your life is important. You also enforce the same on the state roads. Like I told you, everything is just to achieve maximum safety on our roads. So the Directorate of Road Traffic Services, we are doing a lot to ensure that Nigerians are safe on the roads. And that is why road users, motorists, most times you see them giving the directorates all kinds of names. You hear them saying the fear of the VIO, for those of them who do not know, is the beginning of wisdom. Beginning of wisdom is, yes, it's for you to go home safe and sound because members of your family are expecting you. But when you come to the road and misbehave to the extent that you couldn't go home, your family will miss you. And government tries as much as possible through our agency to save such situations the much they can.
It is important for road users to learn and follow the highway code to stay alive while using the road, to help avoid penalties due to road offenses, to be able to use the road in a safe and civilized manner, also to avoid avoidable embarrassment from road law agents, and also to know their rights.
We driver, we don't have problem with VIO. No VIO, no road safety. You know, traffic Abuja now for what? But our problem with taxi driver, our much problem is that those guys, when they connect with VIO, when they call themselves, say they be John Transport, they will arrest our motor and say, you don't under arrested. They don't go wear VIO uniform. Oh. Now they go from there, they scatter our motor. So for my own, out of my own experience, we are no get problem with us, and those John Task Force, and then be our problem.
I was accorded the treatment of a senior citizen. However, I want to observe that some of your staff will be harsh in their emotions at times, but I have the understanding that it's because of pressure. You look at faces or give human face and learn to control your emotions. Otherwise, things are fairly okay. Anyway, as a person, I don't drive without my particulars being in place. Immediately you stop me, I'll just give you the particulars. Oh, Baba, you can go. Once they see the papers, because I believe at an age, you don't have to be scolded by the younger generation or live by example. So you tell somebody behind me who has noticed, if this old man can have his paper, what is stopping from going to get your papers?
Let me tell you one thing, which people are finding difficult to understand. There is no agency in FCT administration that goes on training more than the Directorate of Road Traffic Services. The reason is how important our service is. Remember, we are talking about safety on the roads, which is life. There is nobody we send to the roads without giving the person the basic requirements. And what are these basic requirements? How to protect yourself first. How do you protect yourself on the roads? We know the nature of the job. We know that there are careless drivers. We teach you how to position yourself, how to speak to people, how to make the person understand that yes, you are serving him. These are the basic knowledge you need to have. Communication is important. We make sure that you are trained on how to relate with people. Like what I tell our officers, especially the operational officers, you are the #1 public relation person of the directorate. The reason is they meet people more than me. I am in the office planning on how to communicate to the world. They are there meeting them. So it's the summary of what they do out there that I do in the office. So that's why they are the #1 public relations officer. Their behavior will go a long way to tell people who we are. I may be doing things differently here, but what they do out there is what people will see us to be. So we train them in all these areas. There was a time our officer will tell you, you stop, bring your paper. The era is gone. These days you see our officers, they will tell you, good morning, sir. No matter how little, no matter how big you are. May I see your driver's license? Remember what I told you is our function. The primary function or the summary of all we do is to ensure safety on the roads. When they ask you for your license, they want to know whether you were trained. They want to know whether actually you can drive. They want to know if exactly what you are doing on the steering is what it's supposed to be. They will see you from afar, know how you are driving, whether you are really trained or you are not trained. So all these things, when they ask you for your driver's license, don't feel they are wicked. After that, they will ask you for the vehicle particulars, which is the level we have passed, which I told you we can easily know whether that vehicle is still supposed to be on the road or not. At the same time, when we ask you for that license, there are so many things we look out for. So we will not restrict it to the use of that device. Because when looking at your modes, we will know whether you are supposed to drive or not, whether you are supposed to be on the road. You can compare a non-trained driver like a lunatic who can attack anybody he sees. An innocent person who genuinely is supposed to be on the roads can easily be knocked down by an untrained vehicle driver. So all these things we make sure we get them clear. The mandate, like I mentioned earlier, is testing drivers, making sure that they can drive, give them the necessary documents they require. And what is that document? Is the license we give you. When you are not supposed to drive, when you are not well trained, we give you what we call learner's permit. That learner's permit, you use it when somebody is driving with you. You'll be driving. Somebody who has license will be sitting on your side, telling you what you need to know. Through that way, you graduate from that level, then obtain the license.
In all day-to-day activities, remember that the road laws are put in place for the good of mankind to prevent accidents and ensure smooth movement of vehicles and pedestrians. Abuja is indeed a beautiful place. We have explored so many bridges and roads inside Abuja. Right behind me is the Goodluck Jonathan Way that was just commissioned recently. As you can see, cars are actually smoothly plying on it. The beauty and wonder of Abuja has been increased since this new development of roads. If you want to see more, or better still, you want to hear more about inside Abuja, you can stick with us on Trust TV so that you can get to know so many things that are happening in and within Abuja. My name is Tahnteh Azal and this is Inside Abuja. See you next time.